Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. My name is Red, and you are watching Design Deconstructed. Now, this is our episode 4 right now, and today we have a very special guest. So, unlike any of our episodes before, this time we're going to have a Google Meets meeting with one of our special guests, Mr. Michael Kim Abogado, all the way from Manila. Kim, can you say hi for all of them?
Hello.
Okay. Now, how is it? How are you doing back there, bro? Back in Manila.
Well, actually, it's kind of stressful right now. I'm
Yeah.
currently working with a lot of projects since my my brand has a lot of sales. So yeah,
Mhm.
it's kind of hard to cope up with the workload itself.
Okay. So, guys, thank you very much if you're listening to Design Deconstructed. This is actually our fourth episode. And for our first time listeners, Design Deconstructed basically is a podcast weekly, every Thursdays, 4 p.m., where we actually discuss anything and everything about arts, design, some entrepreneurship every now and then. But yeah, we discuss all of those, and we are actually inviting a lot of guests here, especially people who are in the creative field, in the creative industry, and as such, Mr. Michael here is one of those. So I'll just going to give you a brief introduction, yeah? Okay, Michael Kim is actually a graphic artist from Manila. He is a resident creative at Synergy. Is that how you pronounce it, bro? Synergy? Synergy. And he is also a former creative at Meatworld International Corporation, where he worked for brands such as Barcino and Meat Depot. Uh, and today we are here to discuss, some of our experiences in the creative industry, and particularly the topic of how to gain courage, to face them. Bro, take it.
Hello, I am Michael, and currently I'm working as a creative designer for actually it's an online shopping app. Basically, it's an e-commerce industry, but it focuses more on different retail brands. So right now, I'm currently working with brands such as Innisfree, if you're familiar with that.
Yeah.
Um, the other one is Laneige, more on cosmetics and beauty products itself.
Mm.
It's my first time doing that.
Yeah. And actually, this is quite funny because I think I invited you, right? How long ago? Maybe a few weeks ago, I invited them to come on the show because I really wanted to have someone that I know very much, because Kim and I, how many years we worked together, bro? Since,
Uh,
oh my
I
gosh,
think
since
I can keep track of that. It's around
2014. Yeah,
2014.
since 14, almost a decade now. And oh my god. So we were kids back then when we started this. Okay. And we actually met in Mapua. We met in Mapua. None of us were in graphic design, right? And then how did we meet? We were both in industrial design,
I
I
think
believe. Yeah.
that time we were both classmates.
Mm.
And then I was working with a certain project. Then Red approached me. Then he said,
Mm.
"What kind of design is that?" So I got offended, by the way,
Yeah.
by Red's statement. And then
Really?
suddenly, after 2 to 3 hours, we're friends.
Yeah, yeah, boys. That's, yeah. If you remember, that's how men, work. Okay, bro. I wanna ask you about this because I think this is very relevant to to most Filipinos out there who are, let's just say, taking courses, and then a few a few a few years down the line, they're not where, it's no longer their line of work. So I want to ask you, because both of us are graphic artists right now. I want to ask you, how did you start in industrial design? Why industrial design of all courses?
Well, actually, I started industrial design because way back when I was in high school, I'm sorry. I have a little bit of knowledge, actually a wide variety of knowledge, I'm sorry,
Mm-mm.
about product designing since we tackled that during my high school days. And then I was supposed to take architecture, but suddenly I wanted to um, do a course that is much in line with what I do.
Mm. And how did? Okay, I think this is a very difficult question because all of us, I think, deep inside us, we still want to be, industrial designers at one point or another. But how was it? Did you feel I mean, switching from being a product designer into being a graphic designer? How hard was it for you?
Actually, it's so hard because graphic design is not my specialty,
Yeah.
and I am not good with working with any layouts. Doing
Mm.
graphics, I'm not good with that. I I am more specialized in working in 3D models. You know that 3D
Yes.
models, 3D renderings. But
Mm.
um, I think way back when the pandemic started, that's
Mm.
when I got the calling that you should try out this job. You should try out
Yes.
graphics
Exactly.
since you have knowledge about this. And
Mm.
yeah, I tried. So I applied to Meatworld,
Yeah.
wherein I handle different restaurant brands. So it's a big leap from working
Yeah.
with products such as cars, watches.
Mm.
Then suddenly you're gonna
Yeah.
edit meat,
Because
meat you
suddenly
edit.
we found ourselves in the F&B, industry. Yeah, but
Then
also
I'm doing wines.
yes, exactly. It's a wild leap, you know. It's a wild leap. We came from designing cars and trains and stuff. We came from those designing gadgets, appliances, and then suddenly you went into food and beverages. It's like a wild ride, you know. But again, yes, exactly. And for those of you who don't know, Mike here also became an intern for Desenio, right? Am I right? So, talk to us, bro. What was your experience as an intern in Desenio? The eye-opening realizations, if you must.
Well, actually, the most eye-opening realizations that I had way back in Diseño is I realized that how fast a design firm is. So
Yes.
actually,
Mm-mm.
everything is very fast-paced, but on a industrial design firm, it's a much more fast-paced since you have a lot to do. You have
Mm.
3D models, you have technical drawings, you have
Yeah.
the 2D drawings, something like that. I think I don't think I can remember, but it's yeah, technical drawings and prototypes within 3 hours, 3 to 5 hours, I
Mm.
guess.
Correct.
That's so hard.
Plus, it's always bespoke, isn't it? Like working in a design firm is very bespoke. It's not like working in the food and beverage where you always have an inspiration. You can always just type on Pinterest. But when you're in a design firm, oh my God, it's no. You have to really come up with very wild ideas.
You really need to start from scratch.
Mm.
At literally from scratch, from your brain, not from
Yeah,
Pinterest or anything.
exactly. And the thing about, like you said, doing mock-ups and presentations like this, it's, oh my God. If for design students out there who are planning to work in a design firm, like a product design firm, prepare yourself. It's no joke. That really, yeah, because he went as an intern for Disenyo. I went as an intern for a museum, but his work, I mean my work, you know, when I think about it, it's fast. So I can't imagine how much worse your experience was, in a real design firm.
Well,
Because I
actually,
mean,
I learned a lot, but
mm,
yeah, it's shocking. It's my first time doing that, and I don't
Yeah.
know how to cope up with the workload. So yeah.
Exactly. And like I said earlier, Kim here, Michael, is also a graphic art, a former creative, correct? For Meatworld International. Yes, for Meatworld International. And bro, talk to me about that. Because whenever I hear Meatworld International, I always look at this like pioneers and they're a big for those of you guys who haven't heard, they're a very big company in the Philippines. And bro, I want to talk to you. Walk me through your experience out there. What are the things that made you like, oh my God, this is. What are the kind of experience like that?
Well, actually, I started working at Meat World way back in 2020. I think that was late 2020. It's like November 2020. So I really don't know anything about meat,
Yeah.
about steaks. I really don't know anything about that. As far as I know, I only know medium rare, rare, something like that.
Yes, yes, yes.
And then suddenly, when I was working with the meat itself, um, it's my first time doing edits on the meat. The colors of the
Uh-huh.
meat should be like this,
Mhm.
and that's when I realized that this is a very different field from
Yeah,
product design itself.
yeah.
Since right now I'm currently dealing with graphics, but before I
Mhm.
was dealing with products, right? And then when my first project came in, oh man, I really don't like the output of that first project. But I
I
love
know.
how supportive my boss
Yeah.
is. When I submitted the output itself, my boss told me that, wow, it's so nice. It's good.
Yeah, but that's also like a key part, right? It doesn't matter how good you are as a designer, but you really need like you need the skills for you to succeed. You need the skills like you have to be very good at this and that. But at the same time, you also need to surround yourself with people who are going to, push you. Yeah.
Actually, for me, being a graphic artist is not about doing the best graphics that you can do.
Mm-mm.
For me, being a graphic artist, being a creative designer is about connecting to people itself.
Yes.
Since
Not just.
since you want to sell something, for example, you
Mm.
want to sell any product, how are they gonna buy that? You need to connect with them. So
Yes.
it's like that.
I think it's also this lesson that we learned in design school before is that they always said that no one's born an artist. All the great artists and designers that we see today are just people who got better at copying and doing things fast. That's yeah. That's the that's the best thing because if guys, if you're designers, you're creatives out there, you wanted to become a graphic artist or a UI designer, try copying things because really that's copy things, and then once you get good at copying things, try remixing remixing those designs, make it your own, and then yeah, repetition, that's it. Nothing beats practice in the world.
I definitely agree on that.
Yes, it's just practice, practice, and practice and all. And bro, speaking of, because now we're both artists, right? We're both working in graphics, and we had to deal with clients
Yeah. Oh,
all the time.
okay.
So I want to
Yeah.
hear, share it to our listeners. What was the worst horror story that you ever experienced with a client, like dealing with a client?
Well, actually, the the thing is, I studied design for like a year.
Hmm.
When I do design for clients, I always allot like 20 to 30% of being a designer to the
Mm-mm.
project itself, and the rest from the client. But during that time, the client wants me to do everything.
Mm-mm.
So what I did is I did everything and submitted the work itself. And then the client told me, she did not like the design. So I actually gave around 5 to 6 proposals for that one.
Yeah.
And per proposal, it's like 5 to 10 pages, I think.
Uh-huh.
And then suddenly, when my client and I talked about my work, client told me that, Michael, I'm a perfectionist.
Yeah.
I'm a perfectionist, and I really like
Oh
my
my god.
designs to be like this. And then I was sitting here, and yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
disappointed, you know.
Exactly. And nothing's worse than having those kind of vague comments. Like, I don't like hearing vague comments. As a designer, I don't like it. Like seeing that I like it to be like this, and I want it to be like my design. The quality is not.
That's much better than considering yourself as a perfectionist. So if
Yeah.
you're a perfectionist, you should have designed the.
Yeah, exactly. And if you're a perfectionist, you're not going to say very vague comments like, I want it to be like my design. I want it to be, the quality is not good. Can you make it more lively? What do you mean, make it more lively? Like, that's too vague. It leaves too much interpretation. So, oh my god. And the thing is, those clients aren't going away. Chances are, we ourselves, maybe in the future, will be like those clients. And they're not, they're a fact of life for designers. You get those kind of people.
Actually, there are
And
many.
yeah, there are many. And aside from that, uh, what was the worst challenge for you as a designer that you faced?
Oh, actually, it was way back in Meatworld, wherein I did a lot of graphics in a span of
Mm.
5 to 6 hours, I guess.
Ah,
And
yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's a
I
rush work
remember that.
actually. Yeah, it's a rush work.
Mm-mm.
And during that time, I was on site. I was at the office, but the office doesn't have any internet connection. So what I did
Oh
is
my
I
god.
went back home just to finish everything. So I think my supervisor that time gave the tasks to me around 1 p.m. 2 p.m.
Mm-mm. Yeah.
and my time out is around 6 p.m.
Mm-mm.
So I finished the task around 8.
Oh my goodness.
Since
But at least you
I
made it.
spent time traveling. Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess you made it. But people who are listening in your homes right now, this is a different story because this happened in Manila. Okay, this is not like Doha or other cities where you can just go home and do it. No, commute, travel and commute will eat most of your time in Manila.
Well, actually, Red, the office is like 15 minutes away from my house.
Yeah, but it's not 15 minutes though.
Yeah, the travel
Yeah, that's the
time
thing.
during
Yeah.
that time, the travel time that I spent is around 1 hour because of the
Yes.
traffic itself here.
Oh, these
Yeah, it's so
people, you know.
stressful.
That's our source of stress, you know. Like, it's also one of the reasons I think why Filipino designers are very hot-headed. It's because you
Definitely agree on
you
that.
it'll take 3 hours to get into the office. You better make sure that you don't say anything stupid when I get into the office because I'm gonna be, super stressed, super mad. And the thing is, okay, this one is a little bit personal, bro, because I've known you since 2014, almost a decade now. And looking back when I remember, the Michael that I used to know, is very shy and very reserved. Yeah. Now that I see it, you're very confident. You know how to bring yourself out to the clients and all, and do your own proposals and how that. So walk us through it. How did confidence, or maybe self-esteem, play the part in you as an artist?
Well, actually, what Red said is true. I actually am shy, but
Mm-hmm.
when I tried applying for jobs, actually I call it add to cart jobs.
Yeah.
When I actually applied for jobs, I experienced a lot of interviews. I
Yeah.
think that played a big part on my confidence itself,
Mm.
because when an
Especially
employer
in
is
Philippines.
yeah,
Yeah.
when an employer is having an interview with you, you need that bad body language, you need to be
Yes.
on a positive tone, something like that.
Mm.
And then actually Meatworld is my around 50th employer that I applied,
Yeah. Exactly.
because finding job here in the Philippines is kind of hard. So
Mm.
no matter the credentials, it's still hard to
Mm.
find the right job for you.
Yeah.
So for me, my confidence, I gained my confidence through different experiences. Which is number one is interviews. Number two is asking questions. You really
Yes.
need to ask a lot of questions to certain people. I actually ask a lot of questions to Red when I'm
Mm.
in doubt of something, and and my designer friends.
Yes. Yeah, because the thing is with asking questions, is I always tell this to them because, like I said, I'm a year older than Mike when we were in college, um, and I always tell them especially the lower batches, you always have to ask questions because if you don't ask questions, the answer is always going to be no. So always ask questions, like always go there, ask them what you can do. If you're not doing anything, initiate, you know, volunteer, do something. I think that's also what pushed you, right? Because going back to 2015, 2016, oh my God, this guy, I had to drag him just to present something in front. And then when we were around 2017, something like that, he's already doing it himself. You know, I think that's very good. I'm very proud of you, bro. Whenever I hear that, yes, no, no, that's a leap. That's a leap of improvement. I
Yeah, actually,
um.
that was the time that I gained a much more
Mhm.
confidence. You need to face yourself every day so that you
Yeah.
can be better the next days.
And there were also this mantra that we always repeat to ourselves way back in the design school. If an opportunity presents itself, yes, always say yes. Figure out how to do it later. It doesn't matter if you yeah, it, it doesn't matter if you don't know how to do it. Someone offers you something, take it.
Get it?
Yes, exactly. That's why I remember we were not so picky, right?
Yeah,
All of our design gigs, all of our design jobs when we were in school, we were not picky. As long as it pays
I
well,
call that versatility.
yeah, it's. And also because we were broke ass,
Yeah,
we were broke as hell, so we had to do
man,
something.
it's so hard to earn here in the Philippines.
Yes, I know. It's so hard. That's why we were doing all kind of things. Just to earn money. Okay, you want a logo design? Fine.
We actually tried doing music production.
Yes, it's oh my god. But it's not for everyone though. That's the thing. Music is not for everyone. And I admit,
Hmm.
because I love music, but then I look back, it's not for me. But it is. It is for you, right? You're still going with Up for Vice. You have a band.
Yeah, actually, I'm
Yeah.
actually having doing gigs, and
Mm-hmm.
right now I'm currently studying music production.
Yeah. See, guys, if you're listening out here and you're creative and in your 20s, most probably you're in your 20s, and you think that you haven't figured out yet, don't worry, because no one has it figured out. No one.
Actually, I didn't expect that I'll be landing in the graphic design, in the creative
Yeah,
design field.
same.
I am not a creative person. itself. I
Mm-hmm.
am more on the technical side,
Yeah.
wherein I just want to do some 3D models, have some dimensions,
Mm-hmm.
extrude this, extrude that. But suddenly I became a creative person.
Yes, and that's the thing. Yeah, life will surprise you always. So if you're listening here and you're doing something that is out of your comfort zone, just keep on doing it. You know, you'll never know. You know, because I see a lot of people, right, 20s, and they always think like, have you ever had that? Like, oh my God, all my friends are doing this, but me, I'm still stuck here. You know that. Sometimes you will have that.
I experienced that actually, and it's a sad experience every night thinking about that. I'm here, then my friends are currently doing here. Some are
Mm,
directors now, some are managers,
yeah.
but me, I'm still here. But to cope up with that, I think that's what you call fear.
Yeah, this is called fear.
Yeah, it's the fear of doing something that you like, since you're comparing yourself to others.
Yeah, and you don't realize because you're only looking that from one lens, which is your own lens, and you're not looking it from other people's lenses. You're not seeing the big picture. That hey, look at you. You know, if you're going to compare, right? If you were to compare yourself now from 5 years ago, a lot has happened, and so you cannot say that there's no progress. There is progress. You just have to compare yourself. Yeah. And I think the problem is instead of comparing yourself from from who you are before, they tend to compare themselves with others. And it's not for me, it's not right. You shouldn't. Yeah?
You
Do
shouldn't.
you agree?
We have our own pacing, and
Yeah.
we just need to do what we need to do and go on with it every day.
Mm. And bro, if you now I let me just ask you this. If you could do over one thing, would you change anything? And what would it be?
I think if I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna change my lazy self way back in
Uh
2014, Ren. You
earlier,
know that. You know that.
yeah. Yeah,
You
that's
know that.
face. Yeah, I know, I know. But the
Actually,
thing is,
when when the time comes that I kept thinking of it, I am thinking of what I did before way back
mm,
2014. It's actually quite disappointing right now.
mm,
Way
and
back
then
before 2014, I just do a lot of sleeping, a lot of
yeah.
playing, and
But
here
the
I
thing
am
is,
right now doing a lot of work.
and the thing is, hindsight is 2020, as they say. You know, you will never understand something unless you see it backwards. Like what Steve Jobs said, you cannot connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect the dots looking backwards. And I think yeah, we always have that one regret, and I know that I'm happy that you know that you made the mistake back then. I can finally say I told you so. You know, I told you, bro. I told you.
It's actually a big mistake. It's actually a big
Yeah,
mistake for me.
but
Yeah,
not
but
just a
that's
big
part of the
mistake.
game.
Yeah, it's also because most people are gonna say, "Oh, that's a very expensive mistake because you had to, you're wasting money and all." It's not just that. It's also the time. You know, time is more valuable than money, guys. Believe me. For everyone out there, time is the most valuable money. And even more so for young people out there. If you're creatives, you're probably in university still, and you think that money is the most important thing, no. It's time. Okay? You're only teenager for less than a decade. Okay? That includes your 20s, from 20 to 30 years old. So just include maybe from your 16-year old up to 30-year old. It's very short. That's less than 2 decades. This will be your prime. Okay?
And
Very
that's
much.
very fast, actually.
Yeah, it's very fast. It's very fast. So guys, if you're out there and you're thinking, money, 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 it has to be the most important thing. No, 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 no. Think about your time. Think about your time. As long as you're doing something productive with your time within that time frame, believe me, the rest of your life is gonna be easy.
And
Okay?
yeah, you don't really need to rush things. That's what I
Yeah,
learned from being lazy.
exactly.
So as a lazy person, I didn't rush things. So I just laid back and
Yeah,
watched my friends do their thing.
yeah.
And from there, I get to progress slowly but surely.
Yeah, but the thing is, you're not lazy, bro. You're just taking your time. There's a difference between being lazy and being there. No, there's a difference between that, between taking your time, and actually not doing anything. Because I know a lot of people who are like that. They're not doing anything.
Yeah. Lazy is different from not doing anything. That's different.
Yes, exactly. Because I would trust a lazy guy to do my work. Believe me, because they would find a shortcut, a better way to do it, to do stuff. But I will not trust a person who's not doing anything. No, get up, do something. Because yeah,
Actually, Red
you're
and
gonna
I
say
were always mad with our classmates before.
yeah,
With some of our classmates, since some of them are not doing anything, and it's
mm,
very
and
stressful.
yeah. But at the end of the day, we can only do so much. And at the end of the day, it's up to them. It's up to them. I mean, you cannot say that, hey, bro, you need to do this. Even I lost my patience with Mike before. I just, you know what?
Remember that.
Yeah, you know what? Do you. I'm not gonna say anything because you will realize it sooner or later. Yeah, it will catch up. And that's what I'm saying, guys, to our listeners out there. Or in your 20s, you're creative, maybe in graphic design, or maybe you have a job that you have. Just continue on doing something, or whatever it is that you like. Continue doing it. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as it's productive. It helps you. Keep on doing it.
And you enjoy it.
Yeah, and you enjoy it. Doesn't matter how small it is. Doesn't matter how big it is. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
It's
speaking
just
of enjoyment, actually, I really right now enjoying graphic design, creative design,
yeah,
than
right.
working with product design.
Yes, but that's the thing. Are you going to go back? Are you willing to go back?
Well, if I would be given a chance,
Given a
I want
chance,
to.
you would.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I will go back, but right now
Mhm.
I'm on the, what do you call this? Is it like edge, or right now I'm currently on the creative side,
Mhm.
and I love doing creatives. I love criticizing designs. I love doing designs. So
Mhm. Yeah, but
that's what I
I
want to
don't
do.
know, right? I don't know. Maybe it's preparing you for something else. Maybe, well, because the thing is, like I said before, I love that quote from Steve Jobs. You cannot connect the dots looking backwards. You cannot connect the dots. Sorry, you cannot connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect the dots looking backwards. And that's the point of all this. Like, you might be doing something today that you like. Like for example, when you remember when I was working for this coffee shop, yeah, this huge corporation of a coffee shop, and all I did was prepare stuff for their advertisements and do Photoshop posters, social media postings. At first, I admit that was my first job doing such things for food and beverage. And looking back, I hated that. I hated that so much because I don't like doing, right? But then, 2 years later, you will realize now all of those things that I did, that I hated, now I'm utilizing it in everything that I do. It's like Now you can connect the dots. That maybe that's the reason why you had to learn those coffee tricks, coffee Photoshop tricks in, yeah, in design. It's maybe because you need it in the future.
You're doing a career leap actually. For example, from product design to graphic design.
Yeah.
The influences also change
Yes, it does.
from industrial designers going to creative designers to
Yes, it does.
different different graphic artists.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
And it
it really
also
is different.
it trains you to become flexible in whatever it is that you're doing. Like you said, you didn't know anything about meat, right? But but I'm not joking, guys. If we ever go into like a steak place, this guy would know everything about it, and I don't know anything about steaks. Like this guy would know. This is rare. Oh no no, this is medium rare. Oh no no, this is the perfect
Yeah,
well-done.
actually,
Something.
actually, a lot of my friends were asking questions about steaks. So,
Yeah.
if they're asking why is this steak expensive, I'm saying, oh, that's a USDA prime rib steak, so it's a very different
Yes.
steak. It's
Exactly.
kind of, yeah, something like that. So, I've learned a lot about steaks and wines during my stay at Meatworld.
Mhm. Yes, and that's very, again, guys, those things that you learn along the way, those are priceless. You know, always. Experiences are very priceless. We cannot put a price on that because, yeah, you can always pay for a degree, but the experience,
Experience
you
itself,
can,
no,
no, cannot put a price on that. And,
because
bro,
having that
yeah,
experience, it actually happens in a moment,
yes,
just a
exactly.
moment. You don't expect that moment, but it happens.
Yes, exactly. And bro, last question, okay? Because what is the one thing that you would advise any young aspiring person who wants to enter our industry? Yeah, this one, this space, creative industry.
Well, how do I start with this? Well, number one is don't be scared. And actually, it's normal to be scared, but don't be scared because creative design, creative industry is a very large industry. Wherever you go, there are designers, there are creatives. There's someone who will criticize your design, not just someone, but some or group of people.
Mm,
And have faith in yourself. Be confident in what you do, and
mm,
always study every day. Every day you need to make a research whether you're on your bed, you just
yeah.
scrolling your phone, you suddenly TikTok, you're using TikTok, Facebook, you can see the reels wherein there are many tutorials of
Mm,
creatives. You need that also.
mm.
What I do is actually when I'm scrolling TikTok or Facebook, I actually save those videos that are very
Yes,
helpful and
exactly. Same,
information.
same,
Yeah,
same.
I always do that. I always
Or
click that
Pinterest.
heart button.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dedicate one day, dedicate, I think, a few minutes of your day just scrolling through Pinterest. You will see a lot of inspiration,
Man, can
right?
I share something? Can I share something?
Yeah, sure, sure.
Well, this is a very funny story. So there is a week that I didn't have any task
Mm-hmm.
at the office way back in 2021.
Mm-hmm.
So what I did from Monday to Friday is I scrolled over Pinterest for like 10 hours every day.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I mean,
Because
scrolling
once,
through Pinterest.
yeah, and once you start pinning, yeah, it's hard to stop. Like, it's like a rabbit hole, you know. Once you get into it, it's hard to stop.
It
Pinterest,
redirects to a new design
yes,
page.
yes. And Instagram, so scroll through Instagram. Find creatives because the thing is, doesn't matter how, it doesn't matter how good you think you are as an artist. There will always be, someone who's better than you. Always. Yeah,
And that's
so
normal.
yeah, that's normal. And that's good. That's good because it will push you to your limits. It will push you to do better, you know.
You
So
don't need to be the top tier designer, the best designer in
yeah.
your area or something. You
Plus,
just
I
need
don't
to
think
be
there
a
is.
designer.
Plus, I don't think there is. There is no one designer you can put, this is the best designer in all the world. No, right?
Yeah.
No one. I have yet to see a designer who specialized in basically everything. I have yet to see that, because now there isn't. Until you become that designer, yeah. So I think, yeah.
Actually, it keeps on evolving, and yeah, always ask questions.
Yes.
That's where it all
Ask
starts.
questions. Yes. Be
When you ask a
inquisitive.
question, yeah, when you
Mm-mm.
ask questions, you have the information over everything.
Mm-mm.
Information is a very powerful tool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And for
and
that,
if you know it,
mm-mm. And for that first the one you said, don't be scared. Uh, it's easier said than done, but the thing is, you have to, right? You have to
you have to.
put
You have
yourself.
no choice. You have no choice.
I know, we know, both of us know, right? We both know this girl in our school before. I'm not gonna say her name, but of all the people that we knew, she is the easiest. What's it called? She gets scared easily, so much, and she's very shy. She doesn't want to talk. Ask the professors. What happens is she is always delayed when it comes to projects and all that. Not because she's a bad designer, but because she lacks the courage, yeah, and the confidence to defend what it is that she's designing. So what I'm saying is, I know it's easier said than done, but Mike is correct. Mike is
You
right.
need to do it. You have no
Yeah,
choice.
you have
You
no
have no
choice.
choice but to do that.
Yeah, otherwise you're gonna be swallowed whole by other designers who, I don't know, maybe are not that better than you, but they are very confident. So
Yeah, and in connection with
exactly,
that,
right.
as I said before a while ago, this creative industry and design industry is a very large industry, and I forgot to
Mm-mm.
mention that it is also a very competitive industry.
Correct. It is. It is. It's like, there's a reason why it's like swimming with sharks, as they say, especially industrial design. Yeah. The thing is, it's like swimming with sharks. That's what our professor will always say. Um, especially if you're in the product design, interior, fashion, okay, especially fashion, okay, it's like, it's like swimming with the sharks. When you go there, there are two things: you either swim with them or you get eaten by by them. That's easy.
I
So
definitely agree on that.
I guess, bro, thank you very much for your time.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Red.
thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much
you for
for your
having
time.
me.
Thank you. Guys, Mike is also on Instagram. Bro, can you tell us, our listeners, where they can find you online?
Actually, right now I'm in the process of updating my portfolio, but you can
Mhm.
find me on Behance,
Yes.
and also I have you can also find me on LinkedIn, Michael
Ah, yeah.
Abogado, also, and
LinkedIn. Okay, that's Michael Abogado. Ladies and
mm-hmm,
gentlemen, find
mm-hmm.
him on Instagram and LinkedIn. And bro, do you have any upcoming shows and events? I know you're still doing with Afrobice, right?
Yeah,
The band.
actually, yeah, we will be having a big show this coming August 20 at PGC, Bonifacio Global City.
Mm,
And it is a international the event is International Homeless Animals Day.
mm,
Um we are gonna play for homeless animals so
mm,
that the organization itself will have the enough donation to save animals.
mm.
So if you
Oh,
are from the Philippines and from Metro Manila, you can come to that free event and donate what you can donate. So
okay, guys, that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are in Bonifacio Global City, right, in August 20, correct? Mike's band Up for Bice is gonna be playing down there. What's the name again? of the event? I'm sorry.
It's International Homeless Animals Day.
Okay, International Homeless Animals Day, and they're gonna be performing that. That's a charity event, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love that. It's a fundraising, and it's for the benefit, I presume, for all the homeless dogs and cats, right?
Yes. Homeless
Or
dogs, homeless cats,
yes,
animals.
yes, animals and all. Guys, if you have a time on August 20, please drop by on August 20. Mike will be there, the band will be there, and it's gonna be a fabulous night. Okay, bro, thank you very much. Mike, thank you very much
Thank you
for
so much,
joining us.
Red.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. This is Design Deconstructed, our fourth episode, and I will see you guys next week. Okay, thank you very much for taking your time for listening to our podcast. Thank you, and God bless.